Hi guys. So I was standing in the dealership the other day and I saw a Street Glide Ultra 2025. And it got me thinking, who is this bike even for? Anyway, let's talk about that. Hi, welcome back to the channel. Salty Flyer here. Welcome to Salty Flyer World Headquarters. We're not in the garage today. And we're going to talk about the Street Glide Ultra in 2025. It's a dresser, sorta. Do people want full dressers in 2025? The geezer glide, if you will? I don't know. But it is definitely their attempt with the modern engine and the modern fairing to do a full dresser long distance touring bike. It replaces the Ultra Limited from the previous years. Note, not appearing at all is the Road Glide Limited. So there's no shark nose, not in this situation. It's literally just a Road Glide, Street Glide rather, with all the bits and bobs to make it a full dress tourer. So I figured let's look at the numbers and see what you get. So you get we'll do blue burst, which is my second favorite color out of the new colorways, on chrome for both, just so we're apples to apples and let's look at price. So cost of the blue burst chrome is $28,599 for the standard Street Glide blue burst on chrome, and for the Street Glide Ultra it's $31,795, giving you a difference of approximately $3,200. So what does that get you? That gets you on the Ultra, that gets you a King Tour Pack, hard mounted, with luggage rack, lighting, etc. Not removable, with the full passenger backrest, so that kind of throne type situation that they all have. Then you have full lower fairings that are not part of the cooling system, like it was on the previous years, the Ultra Limited. They're just the lower fairings. You get saddlebag guards. You get a taller windshield, and you get what they call a touring saddle. So a quote unquote upgraded Harley seat. And you get the navigation added. And by that, I mean it's already turned on. So you don't have to subscribe to it or pay for the money to unlock it like you do on the standard Street Glide. And that's kind of it. Otherwise, you're getting the exact same bike. You're getting a 117 Gen 2, so the center cooled motor. You're getting the 6-speed transmission. You're getting the 12-inch infotainment system and the new style fairing with the LEDs and LED lighting all the way around. I have to check if you have different wheels. I don't even think you get different wheels. You might get different wheels, but that's it. So, who's this bike for? Who does that? Who wants long distance touring bikes? Well, obviously there's been a market that forever. This is the person that goes from, they don't just do a 200 or 300 mile weekend trip. These are the guys that say, hey, I'm riding from LA to New York kind of bike. And they want the full protection from the weather and they want the full accoutrements. But here's the thing. The Street Glide Ultra doesn't really feel ultra. And that's kind of, I think, its first failing. If you go back and set the Wayback Machine for last year, you'll note that whilst the 24 Street Glides and Road Glides came out all new and all fresh, the Road Glide Limited and the Ultra Limited were both not. They were carryovers. They had the old style fairing, the old Boom GTS audio, but on the same token, they just felt more premium. The paint jobs were a little bit more upgraded. The passenger experience is a little bit better. The Ultra doesn't get an upgraded stereo. You still get just the two fairing speakers for the rider, essentially. Whereas in the older Ultra Limiteds, you had speaker pods in the seat for the passengers. The seat was more adjustable and heated. You can do all of this to the Ultra, but the Ultra Limited came that way out the door. It had aesthetically, I thought, more pleasing lowers, but they were actually a load bearing part because that's where the radiator lived for the liquid cooling system for that. Now you didn't get you didn't get the 117, you had a 114 M8 motor, but that's kind of the difference. So in 25, who's this for? I'm guessing if it's someone who doesn't want to turn wrenches and they just want a turnkey option to jump on a bike and go really long distance, this isn't the worst option in the world. You get the 117, you get a bunch of stuff. Weirdly enough, and this is where I think Harley kind of quit, the reason that I say that the Street Glide Ultra isn't as premium as the old Ultra Limited is the parts in the P&A catalog has come out in 25. I can build this bike essentially from parts from the Harley catalog, and it ain't hard. I can put a taller windshield on it. I can change the saddle. I can mount a King Tour Pack on it, and I can put now lowers are available for it as well. They're actually relatively easy to put on because the center cooling system is not affected. You just do the thing with the thing, and you bolt up different. It's different, a different crash guard, and you slap on the lowers, and boom, you're there. And the difference being that I guess there are some people out there. If you watch a channel like this, and a lot of the other channels in this ilk in the YouTube universe, you're probably a tinkerer. You probably have wrenched on your bike. You've taken things apart. You've changed things. I love my black 24 Street Glide. It's perfect. And I have 2 crates of parts in the garage that I've taken off of it. So I don't really see the advantage because I can build a much more modular version of that, which really suits how I ride with my stock Street Glide. Right now, today, my kids are in school and my wife is recovering from knee surgery, so she's not riding with me a whole lot. So I've got the sissy bar off. I've got no tour pack or anything, and I'm just running kind of slick, feeling great. I am going to buy a tour pack because I do want to take some longer trips coming up. I may just want to get a chopped tour pack instead. I don't necessarily want the King tour pack. That's that kind of geezer glide look. If I'm honest with you, I actually really truly like the Razor tour packs that like Hogworks and Advan are doing, but they look bitchin', but I just don't know what you would put in there. Maybe 3 flat folded t-shirts and a very thin copy of your manuscript for your novel. I don't know. But what I do like is the idea of being able to take those parts on and off. And I also like the fact that I'm not tied to Harley parts. I think the only Harley parts I have on that bike are the heavy breather intake and the shift linkage, little gewgaws, little dress up bits. Nothing of all the major ergonomic pieces on the bike, seat, windshield, bars, that's all aftermarket. That's other companies. And there's links to videos to all that stuff. But I like to be able to change it up, and I think I can get more bang for my buck exploring the aftermarket. Because here's the thing, you're kind of tied into Harley parts if you buy the Street Glide Ultra. It would be really dopey, in my mind, to buy this kind of done-up full dresser that's all Harley, and then spend even more money on top of that, pulling bits and bobs off it to change it. Maybe you're probably going to change the seat, you're probably going to do the bars. You may not like the windshield, to be perfectly honest, looks a little goofy. I think I would get the tall Clockworks one and be done with it, but that's just me. So I ask again, who's this bike for? I think that the vast majority of bagger people follow my model, which is ride a lot, maybe a long commute to work, ride on weekends, go on some good long trips, do maybe 1,000-miler once a year, and then do a bunch of 200, 300, 400-mile weekend trips. And I think with that, you could do a lot with what you have just with the stock bike, with just the hard bags. And you could do a backpack, you can do a backrest, you could do a set, you can do a tour pack, you can do all those things and kind of customize your experience. If you're the really long distance tourer, get your knees in the breeze and go for days and days and days, then maybe this is the bike for you. Especially if you don't want to change anything. If you're happy as a clam with Harley parts, and I can tell you a quick side anecdote, the week I bought my black 24 Street Glide, at my work, somebody else bought a black 24 Road Glide, and we parked basically next to each other in the motorcycle lot. And now a year later, I saw him Tuesday, I think, this past week. We both rode in, and obviously my bike does not necessarily fully resemble what it looked like when I bought it. His is exactly the same. Same bars, same grips, same everything, same pipes even. We all bitch about the pipes. He's fine. And he rides the piss out of it. It's not like he doesn't ride it. I mean, he's probably got more miles on it than I do. He rides a lot. He was just like, I like it the way it is. I'm happy with it. I don't want to mess with it. And that's fine. That's some people's motto. If you're that person and you do long distance touring, then maybe this is the bike for you. But I still say probably Salty's recommendation in this situation is if you're a long distance tourer and you want the Harley Batwing, maybe go look for yourself for a 24 leftover 24 road ultra limited. Let's be real. It's a 114 versus a 117. Your butt's not going to feel the 3 cubes. There's a lot of things you might like about it. The ride modes are cool. The nav is cool. But if you want just kind of a premium experience, it's not a bad place to be on that older limited. It just feels a little bit better. Your passenger, I think, will be a little bit more comfortable, and I bet you could get a screaming deal on it. And then your turnkey in that regard was something I think just has a little bit better vibe to it. But that's just me. My ultimate recommendation would be just buy a Street Glide, buy a Road Glide, and build it yourself. But that's kind of the do-it-yourself motto we all have. Anyway, thanks for listening to my ramblings. I'll put a link up here. I'm actually going to start doing the Instagram because I'm old like that, just to capture some photos and things of stuff that I liked doing when I was, when I catch some just cool pictures of stuff on bikes and things as I'm going around my life. And we'll have that there. If you like what we talked about here, please give me that thumbs up. That helps juice the algorithm so people see me. If you really like it and you want to hear more of it, then hit the subscribe button, and that will will give you access to all of my great content there. But anyway, thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next time. Stay on two wheels. Stay safe out there. No one's looking out for you but you. And Salty Flower, peace.